So I'd briefly like to retell the Orpheus myth in case anyone hasn't heard it. We begin in Canto 17. No joking, the title of this poem is not autobiographical. Sorry. Yeah, that's a good idea. I usually like to read with percussion. How to sing when people cut off your head and leave it floating in the water. Try to look on the bright side. You don't have to endlessly schlep a boulder up a mountain, and you have all that water to drink. Your old deep voice just won't belt out like old times without a torso. So what? Just focus on the falsettos. The gurgling is just the percussion of the undirged dead. They say you'll never know the nymph was not your soul. They say you'll forever conceive the fiction into being nevertheless. Listen, your body is absent. You are a head. You literally have very little left to lose. It doesn't matter that decapitated faces can't really sing. You're not a person now, you're a character, a device deployed to mystery pain within a story no longer bound in flesh, time, law. Your head is made of others' words. You literally have to do what I say. Sing the leaves off all the trees. Sing the roots from the earth. Ballad Cathan's eternal Lord back to the first time he knew the earth child he immortaled from her life. Sing, I will be with you always until you believe it. Sing, soul yet echoes. Watch your words form, a tornado that crushes the son of a farmer under an ox. Sing, all is possible, and windows shatter, spines snap, unknowns end impaled on shovels, dice by flying knives lost in the rubble. At least it's not a snake bite, you might think. Severed heads are clever. If you had lungs or a stomach, you might just chuckle. Then again, once love has fled, nothing much is left unfathomable. His wife died before that. Continuing with the Ovid theme, here's a bit of a trauma narrative. Metamorphosis. Upon waking, Facebook informs me my account's been suspended due to suspicion that I'm not an actual person. And I want to make this travesty of reason into a poem about how the interwebs are the new underworld, and this brazen theft of my personhood is a symbolic death by isolation, no, a punishment lived out on the internet Tartarus, perpetrated by the invisible lords of creation. So I try combing the Metamorphosis for some edgy mythical references, but it's so much with the death and rape and people becoming trees and animals, it occurs to me if it got turned into a movie, it would be a snuff porn. I wander out onto the porch to console myself, trying to create an image of importance by pacing and pausing with my cigarette. And then that 2-year-old appears in the neighbor's window, waiting for me, once again to become Sir Fantastic of the magic ballooning cheeks that helium me up on tiptoes, my fingers now pins bursting the illusion, leaving me flying down onto the deck, disinflated and rich, with the child's laughter, sharp and audible through the pain, and my soul awakens, begins to imagine me through pictures of children who might still incarnate. This one the architect of the Lincoln Log megalopolis that spans a bedroom. This one sings garland onto the tree. This one who dives flying squirrel-like from trampolines, known far and wide for braving the rope swing and hollering her splosh in the still chilled water of just new June. This one who learns bird calls and sneaks in strays, makes small graves for roadkill, and dies too young. While the real boy is pounding his window, loudly screeching cacophonous encores, not for a moment thinking my trance was anything more than a part of our game, already poking his own swollen face with tiny fingers in preemptive mimesis, clapping hysterically at his exploding cheeks, delighted beyond reason in this moment, this innocent glimpse into how quickly he can be taken by whim and transformed. Soul's Parable. There's a kind of thread in the collection of poems where the soul reflexively addresses the speaker. So this is one of those. In case you don't like it, it's not my voice. Take that, Soul. Soul's Parable. This is not the breeze that held the 12 villagers together, or the crows who squawked guarding the forest to the left. Those gathered are not standing in a circle. There is no hawk on the horizon, no woman with subtle wrinkles below her eyes, with her hair in a bun who will not submit to tears, nor any such thing as a small girl delighting a haze of rose petals around the couple in the center. This is not the small bag packed and waiting behind the table at his mother's, but only the ring he offered the finger of the last girl he would kiss. It was springtime, the year that the war came. To a thief. You know what you did, you sociopathic jackwagon. And don't think I don't know a poem can't recover what's been stolen. This is just to say I've learned that thinking of you only makes me another sniveling citizen of your psychotic little kleptocracy. So you made me feel like I had no home. Great, go post on Crookbook. Today I remembered when I was a child, driving home one night with my mom and grandparents. In northern Michigan, we always played a game of who could spot the deer first. If you hit one with your car, you'll probably die, so it was kind of a wise game to play. That night my grandpa yelled, "Well, there's one, Michael," but then on reflection retracted, "Oh hell, never mind, that's a house." And we laughed like his body would never be ashes. This is just to say, we are still laughing in that remembrance, in that Cadillac I'll never ride again, in that memory you will never take away. Just have two more. This one's about 10 pages long now, so I want you to pay attention. Ars Sapientia. Anybody know what that means? Me either. Between the lilac and the rose, between the laurel and the willow, home and journey, dream and sunburn, mud and moon, ocean and broken bone, angel and sculpted stone, here you free and claim me, disclosed paradise. In a big Mac wrapper make me wait infinite nevers to lay down my head on a meadow made of stars beside tender Lethe, unchained from myself long enough to create you, form you, beget you, as you would make me. If you were Adonai, I would have knelt. If you were elsewhere, I would have sought you, forsaken the lullaby and the anthem, the ode, the oration, the whisper, the spell. If you were really a girl, I would hold you as if you were dying, looking through this world back to your native land. I would have brushed your hair from your face to frame your eyes to see out of them. With you, conceived you into steel and concrete. Arrowheads, milk, bottles, and bombs. If you were a person, not an eternity, a person, not a timelessness, not a God, image, just this. Listen, I accept all that is. Just make me yours for these moments. I'll draw your silhouette, give you shape, and live within it. If you want my life, it's time for you to take it. Sorry, I know it's really long. Right before the last poem, you need to drink. Confession. A minister once told me his relationship with God was like one with a person. If he was angry with them, he'd be angry, but he wouldn't say they didn't exist. He clearly hadn't yet realized he was talking to someone who tends to get texts like this one with a picture of a few Uzis and liquor bottles spread out on a table with a caption that reads, "New Year's in Flint." Never mind the one of the sign on the highway that read, "Welcome to Flint," to the end of which someone had thoughtfully added, "Bitches." No one taught me to pray, so I learned how to laugh. Rehearsing epics like that of the basehead, so out of his mind high he robbed a bank, then went shopping with the money at the grocery store next door. Apparently shoplifting was too obvious. I laugh because the town I'm from... That's good, right? You should laugh at that. I appreciate that. I won't even start over. I laugh because the town I'm from has so incomprehensibly lost its entire mind that I now somehow have no choice but to be proud of it. I laugh because Flint is a great place to be from, that equips its children with skills, like how to use fuck as every part of speech, throw gang signs when hiding in your friends' basements, blast rap with the doors locked, run, leave parties just before the guns show up. Quietly while I was growing up, without my knowing, death became my name for God. Not the God of love, who anyway made no damn sense. The wild, unconscious God, who let someone pull a gun on you at a stop sign for no fucking reason, then drive away laughing their fool ass off into the night. Dear wisdom, around and within and between us, I'll suffer no pretense of providence, which but let me live where others died. The only finality is that we each speak within the other's stillness, death sight, rendering memory to confession. I know you're as real as the friend who just split the day we got jumped, then came back later with a straight face and nerve to ask, "Are you okay?" I yelled, "Where the hell were you? What could you possibly have been thinking?" When I contemplate our world today, I still want to ask the same thing of its creator. Thank you.